What's going on, everyone? 4 and 3 Bros back with another video. Today we're going to be doing a 1-year 5,000 mile review on my Raceland Ultimos and my 2016 Volkswagen Jetta S. So technically it's about a year and a half and it's still about 5,000 miles. So first things first, I'm down about 2.6s. Oh, fucking righty then. Alright, so I'm down 2.6 inches lower than stock, and I'm still running the factory sway bar end links. That's the number one thing. The number one thing when running cheap coilovers is people always talk about, oh, Racelands are junk, Racelands are junk. What does everyone do? They buy them for their shit box, pull off their fucking stock mounts that have 200,000 miles on them, and throw them on the coilovers and spin them bitches all the way down, and they don't take into the fact of their sway bars. So your sway bar end links are a specific length for your stock suspension. Yeah. There's all geometry and wizardry under there. So when you have your sway bar end links that are this long, and it keeps your sway bar nice and parallel for your car to handle your body roll. But when you slam your car down, you're putting a ton of stress on your sway bar links. Am I running the stock sway bar links? I am.
But you're also not as low as most people go.
No, most people
want it still practical.
Slam the, and it's really not practical.
No,
it's not.
It's
we live in New England.
Yeah.
In Massachusetts, it has a plastic oil pan. It's realistically, I'm lower than I should be to drive around with wife and kids comfortably.
And it's mid-November. It's 45 degrees out right now. And what's coming?
Snow.
So
stock wheels are going on tomorrow.
Yeah. So it's a glorified snowplow right now.
Exactly. So yeah, if that's gonna make a big difference with your handling of your car. If you were to buy adjustable sway bar links for your car, it'd make a massive improvement on how these handle. Does it handle bad? No. They really don't. They really don't. And the thing is everybody runs these. Everybody runs them, and what do?
They just don't
say anything.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they don't want to deal with people.
Look in there. Can you tell me looking underneath there what you got?
You couldn't tell if you have Godspeeds under there or Racelands. And to be honest, I've ridden in cars with multiple different brands. Yeah, they ride the same.
I ran in a car with BC Slam Series, and it rode like shit.
Now, what happens when you lower these a little too much?
Well, so where I'm at now, I would say, is a sweet spot. I'm down 2.6 inches from stock, and it's much stiffer than stock. Yeah. I think it would ride a lot better, like I said, with adjustable sway bar end links. Yeah. But I bought these because A, I'm on a budget, I have a family. B, this is gonna be paid off next year. I've had this car for 5.5 years. Shit's gone downriver. See ya, it's gone. I'm getting a pickup truck, and if I was gonna be keeping this car for another 2, 3, 4 years, I would have bagged it. Yeah. I would have bought the Raceland bags and bagged it. And realistically, that's the smartest choice if you're gonna keep something for a long time, is to bag it.
Yeah, for sure.
If this was a shit box, I wouldn't care.
I mean, also on the other aspect is that you have to remember is that even if these don't last, say, 5,000 miles as long as all the other brands, or even say 20,000, what does Raceland guarantee?
They're guaranteed. They have a warranty.
Yeah, they have a limited
lifetime warranty. So,
I mean,
it is what it is.
You ruin them, you call them up, you get new shocks. It's not on the coils or any of that. It's only on the shock itself. But, I mean, for how much did you pay for it?
I paid, I think, like $450. I'll link them below.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I don't have any complaints. I really don't. I don't have any complaints. I mean, I guess would it be cool if they had adjustable dampening? Sure, but you know what?
Yeah. I mean, I probably wouldn't put these on a track car if you plan on track racing.
If this is a track car,
it as a daily that maybe you pull on the track once in a while,
it'd be fine.
You know, just dailying.
It'd be fine. I may or may not taken in Mexico off ramps at 80, 85 miles an hour on the highway, and it rubs like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But it'll do it.
Oh, yeah.
Compared with the tires that I have, it'll do it.
It rubs bad.
It rubs
it's
bad.
Great.
It's awesome. But yeah, you have to have certain expectations when you're buying things, and I think that Raceland gets such a bad rep from people doing the things that I mentioned, running the stock sway bar links, and running the stock ass clapped out mounts. These mounts are cheap as shit. I put these on with like 59,000 miles. It has 64 and some change on it, and I totally could have used the stock mounts, but I didn't. I bought brand new mounts for it. It's got 60K on it. You
also have to remember the average person that buys these are putting them on 200,000-300,000 mile shit boxes.
They're putting them on shit boxes, you know,
because they're cheap.
If this was, say, a Lexus, a brand new Lexus, I'm not gonna run Racelands.
Yeah,
I would run, you know, AccuAir or something like that. Or if I was gonna, and I don't think I would ever static a sick ass brand new high end car. I paid $17,900 out the door for this car with 15-inch steel stockies. Steelies. So, you know, to me, I kind of wanted to, like I said, year and a half they've been on. I knew I was gonna be in that probably two and a half at most year range, somewhere around up to like 20,000 miles at best, and these fit the bill. You know, I don't have any complaints. I really don't. I mean, maybe if they had some adjustable dampening, but then again, I'm on the stock sway bar end link, so
what does it matter at
that point? I don't really care. It's just a cruiser for me.
Yeah.
You know. But when I was lower, I will say, when I put these on, when I first put these on, I was down like probably almost 3.25 inches.
Yeah.
It was bouncy as fuck.
Yeah,
that shit was like, I just brought it back from the alignment shop, and I'm sitting there and I'm doing this, and I'm looking around. I was happier than hell.
Oh, yeah.
I was sitting there bouncing like,
so you remember your plastic oil pan is touching the ground.
It was awesome.
Tap.
It was awesome.
Oh,
and I was rubbing my axle, but
that's the main reason.
That's here nor there. But the oil pan on this car is plastic, and I'll show you. I'll bring you down there and show you. It's low enough. It doesn't look that low, but it's low enough.
Oh yeah.
I have a wife and kids that ride on the car, and I don't need to be on the side of the road in 25-degree weather because I was being cool and cracked my oil pan or whatever the case is. It's just not me. Right? If I had a shit box, if this was a shit box, oh hell yeah. I'm stealing street signs and tack screwing them to the bottom of that bitch, and I'm gonna drag frame everywhere. Yeah. But it's a nicer car. It's a newer car, you know. But who do I think these coilovers are for? They're for somebody that, you know, is on a budget, who, you know, is going to run them for a few years and then upgrade. Yeah. Or they're not going to put that many miles on.
Just start out to see if you want to, if you like coilovers.
Exactly. If these are right for you. They're not track oriented at all. I wouldn't take these on a track car at all. And that's no fault to the coilover. That's just not what they're designed for. They're not track-oriented coilovers.
These are meant for daily driving. That's it.
Daily driving, and that's it.
And I have to say, they don't ride that bad.
No,
I've been looking at
they
putting
really
them in the Miata.
And in my Mark I Volkswagen, if you guys haven't seen our other videos, he has an NA Miata that he's building, and I have a Mark I Volkswagen Rapid convertible that I'm building. And what are you going to probably put on yours?
Probably put Racelands.
And what am I going to put on my Mark I? Probably Racelands.
Yeah.
And at some point, then it'll get bagged. You know,
whether it may get bagged on top of those Racelands.
Yeah, you may pull the holes,
just keep
pull the springs off, and just do the threaded bodies. Yeah. And just run the struts.
That's what I've been looking at doing, seeing if I can do a cheap bag system.
Yeah. And you know, I don't have no fancy frickin' AccuAir money. I mean,
I don't want a $3,000 bag system.
Yeah, we have other things in life that are, you know, families and priorities and houses and stuff like that. It's just not. It's not that.
No.
But
you know,
great budget coilovers. Yeah. They don't handle bad. They really don't. I mean, you're going lower. If you're going 3 inches or lower, you're gonna want higher end coilovers. You're gonna want like BC Racing Slam Series. And swap the springs out with some stiffer ass springs and shit. And these are good for lower end cars and someone who just wants to come down a little bit and and you know, out of get a budget coilover. If this were a different car, and you know, I didn't really put a ton of miles on, which I really don't. But if I was something nicer, I would put these on something a little nicer than this. If I was gonna, you know, in the future, I was gonna upgrade. I mean, if I had a high-end car, I probably wouldn't, unless I knew for sure, like, hey, you know, in a year or two, I'm going air, you know. But right now, I want to be a hot boy. I want to put some fucking wheels on, and I want to look good and take some cool pics and have fucking fun. That's what they're for, you know, and I think that they do a good job at that. I think they get a shitty rep.
They get a shitty rep
from people using them, you know, improperly and using their stock
I think the biggest thing is because Raceland's for the money. They go the lowest out of all brands in like
for the money.
Yeah. So in like just say category 1 from $200 to $600. Yeah. Raceland's go the lowest. Yeah. And I think people just bottom them out and beat them, and they're done. And that's it. Yeah. And you know, that's what you're gonna get. Exactly. If you don't set it up correctly, you're gonna get poor performance. You're gonna get all those things. If you know, throw these on and slam the thing down 4 inches lower than stock, and you're using your factory mounts and your factory sway bar links, you're gonna have a bad time. It's gonna ride like shit, you know. But yeah, I'll do a couple of little spins around. It is middle of November. I just washed it, but the rims are still filthy. It's fucking wintertime. And it's a daily driver. It's not a show car.
Exactly.
So
it's not a show car. Also, my wheels and tires, I am running 18x8 ET45 Koenig Interflows. And as you can see, they are tucked in a little. And I'm running Firestone Firehawk Indy 500 tires. I'll show you in the back here. So if you look down the side of the car, kind of can't see it from there. Get you this angle. From the back, it's kind of almost flush. So I'm running a 215 by 40 on the 18, and I was on a 225/40, but it rubs, and I knew when I was replacing tires that I was going low, so I needed to go with a profile smaller. I didn't roll the fenders or anything like that. I'm getting a little glare, but I didn't roll the fenders or anything like that. I did have some plastic air dam thing that I cut out, and I did do there's a screw here, and basically Volkswagen boys know that you gotta tuck that screw into that fender well. But I'll just show you guys underneath. Once you start hitting some dips, there's not plenty of room. You know? Like a 5 to 7 mil spacer, I'd be perfectly flush, but I wasn't rolling the fenders or anything like that. I was putting them on and running it. That's basically what I've done. So, do a little walk around. Car's already dirty. Literally just washed it. Fucking black. Well, I think that's gonna do it, guys. If you have any other questions or anything like that, just let us know, and that's it for this one.
We'll answer them the best we can.
Later.